hello everyone. Thank you so much for joining us here with our Facebook live chat with head coach of the U.S. World Cup of Hockey team, John Tortorella. Thank you so much for joining us, Coach.
My pleasure.
So, are you ready to get started?
Let's go.
Okay, let's start with question number one. The team arrived here in Columbus on Sunday and then started their first practices on Monday. So, can you tell me a little bit about how the camp has been going so far?
It's been going really well. We've spent a lot of time just touching upon our foundation and how we want to play. Past couple of days, quite a bit of time on the power play. We feel that's going to be a real big part of this tournament. The conditioning part of it, some guys are in, I think, a really good shape. Other guys, we still have a little work to do. But I couldn't be happier as far as the attitude, some of the excitement. They're ready to play a game. These guys don't like practicing a whole bunch. They just want to play. So we're really looking forward to the game tomorrow night.
Can you tell us a little bit about the leadership group that was named yesterday, how the process went to select those players, and how those players intend on leading this team through the tournament?
Yeah, the coaching staff and management group headed by Dean Lombardi, we spent quite a bit of time talking about who's our captain, who's our alternate captain, and really it's letters, you know, captain and alternate captains, but we really want to form a leadership group. Quite honestly, right on through our lineup, you could pick a captain out of anybody. I mean, we have good character people. So we spent a lot of time just talking about opportunities, maturity of people. Patrick Kane, who I really wanted to be involved in this leadership group. I think he's matured. He's become probably one of the best players in the game. So he's going to wear an A. But just rounding it out into getting the right personalities, I think, that is going to be a conduit from the coaching staff to the rest of the team. Us talking to them to the team talking to them talking to the coaching staff. We just want open communication, and we feel we have the right guys.
Definitely. And a lot of these players, I mean, whether they've played together in the past, they play against each other in the league now, they're familiar with each other, but how is that chemistry coming together over the past 4 days?
It's a great question, and it's really hard to judge. I know, I can tell you this, one of our power plays, you can see the chemistry on the ice within the power play. I think it's a very important part of, if you want to succeed in this tournament, how quickly that can come together. So when we play our game tomorrow night, I think that's when you really start seeing things happening. I'm going to be watching from the bench, and maybe that's just not working. We will try different things to try to get that type of chemistry to work. So playing the back-to-backs, I think we'll have a much better idea in a couple of days as far as who plays with who. I think it's going to be a physical game. I think it brings in camaraderie there, and you start gelling together as a unit, not only with the X's and O's, but just as a mindset and how we want to play.
You've mentioned the 2 back-to-back games, so you play Canada tomorrow night here, Saturday night in Canada, and then you have a couple of days off before you play Finland in Washington, D.C. So with those 3 exhibition games, besides figuring out the final lineups, the final matchups, what else are you looking to gain from those games?
We'll be looking at the other teams and their lineup, obviously. I don't think we're going to get too glued in on giving our players too much information on the other teams. We really want to get into thinking about how we're going to attack. And when we get through the games, the 3 games, I think it's so important to have a mentality of we're coming at you. We are going to be a team that's going to go straight ahead, play simple, but we're going to be very aggressive in how we're doing things. And I want us in these exhibition games maybe to be a little reckless as we're playing. Take more chances. And when you're taking more chances, more mistakes may happen. We'll coach them out as we go along here, but I just want us to get into the right mental mindset that we're coming. And I think that's very important as we're coaching the team through the exhibition series.
Now, switching gears a little bit from the team aspect to asking questions about you, what does this opportunity mean to you to be the head coach of this team?
Well, the number one thing, it's an absolute honor, and the first thing I think about is our country. And I think everybody feels that way when they play in these international tournaments. Right now, in today's world and what's going on, I mean, just how so much has changed here. And so many people involved in trying to give us our freedoms and safety, it means even more. And that's where I am so excited to be part of this. I think we have players that really care about the jersey, what they're wearing, and it's a hockey game. Yes, we want to win. We're certainly going to try to win, but it's a great platform for us in our little world as hockey players, hockey coaches, and really entertainment business to represent your country. And I know that's through my mind all the time, all through the summer. That I've been thinking about that through right on through to today.
And you get to start the journey here at your home base, I guess you could say, at Nationwide Arena as the head coach of the Columbus Blue Jackets. So what has that experience been like, and have you gone to all your favorite hotspots around here with the coaching staff?
No, yeah, you know what my hotspot is? It's to the rink in my office and then home after. And I think my coaches have been to more hotspots than I have. In fact, I know they have. And but no, it's really fun. You know, I was not working at the time. I had just been let go by Vancouver. I was out of the game for a bit. And when I went through the interview process with the management staff, and when they named me the coach, obviously I was excited. But then a couple months later, here I am named as the Columbus Blue Jackets coach, and it's already was agreed upon that we were starting our camp here. So it's been nice for me. It's been really good because I kind of control the locker room because it's our locker room. So it's really, I think it's been seamless as far as our trainers, our medical guys. It's been really beneficial to me because my young players here from the Blue Jackets getting ready for rookie camp, and they get to hang with some of the best players in the game. So that's really good for me selfishly, and so it's been really nice. It's been seamless as far as how that locker room is conducted.
Speaking of mentorship with players, let's go over to the coach's side. What advice would you have for a young coach who's starting out, who really not only wants to see success with their club or team, but maybe potentially internationally?
Yeah, I think for a young coach, the biggest thing I have strong convictions about the game, but and I was an assistant coach for a number of years. I just watch other coaches. I would watch interviews by other coaches. I would watch how they do things on the ice. I would listen to their philosophies, and I'd always kind of pick things out as far as where I think that may match and where I want to go as a coach. And there are some really good things, and there's some things you may watch and say, you know what, I don't think that's the way I want to go about that. I think it's a constant learning process, even for veteran coaches, because the game's so ever-changing. But for a young coach, don't try to figure out really who you are, how you're going to approach it, and believe in your convictions. And you have to believe in how you want to go about it, because when you're teaching your players and you're commanding a room, if you don't believe it, it's going to show that you're not so sure. So really work within yourself, try to find out who you are, and develop a philosophy on how you want to go about it. And never stop learning. Always watch the other people, but don't lose who you are. Don't try to be something that you're not, and someone who you're not, because I think the players will see through it, and it'll be an awful tough time in teaching.
Well, that's some fantastic advice for them. And my last question for you today is, I've heard outside of the rink, in your own free time, you like to really focus on animal welfare, and that's a cause you're very passionate about, something that David Back, as part of
Yes.
the leadership group for this team, is
Yes.
also passionate about. Can you tell me a little bit about that?
Yeah, and really my wife has developed our family foundation. She has worked so hard at that, and there's literacy programs in for young kids. There's a lot of different things within our family foundation, but the one really the past 6-7 years we have really concentrated on the animal welfare, because there's just so much cruelty going on and neglect. In fact, in our exhibition game here against Canada, the league has been gracious enough to give our foundation the Stanley Cup to bring here, along with the Calder Cup that our minor league team won, and we're running an awareness as far as what goes on with animals. Because I just don't think people really know how tragic this is as far as what's going on with the population and just the terrible abuses that happen. So yeah, we're running one here, and quite honestly, if it's not hockey for my wife and I, we're doing that. our kids are grown, we're kind of empty nesters, and we're really locked in on that animal welfare because there's so much need, not only for money, but for time and care. And so we just want to try to help.
Definitely. Well, thank you so much for your time today. Thank you, fans, for joining us. Make sure you go to teamusa.usahockey.com, like us on Facebook, follow us on Twitter, follow us on Instagram for the latest updates from this World Cup camp, and check out our YouTube channel so you can see all of our video content. Thank you so much.